guys, and welcome back to my channel. So this video I'm just going to share with you some of the amazing things that my best friend gave to me on Christmas Eve. Now I'm really fortunate that my best friend is very local. She just lives down the road from me, and she's also a mad crafter as well. So I'm really lucky that I get to meet up with somebody that I get on with so well. We work in the same profession, so she's very close to me, and yeah, my best friend. And anyway, on Christmas Eve, she asked me to call round. I was going round to drop off a Christmas present that I'd made for her, and she said, "Oh, that's good. I've got a couple of things for you." Somebody that she knew had been given a load of craft stuff. The lady was downsizing, moving to a smaller property. I'd got years and years worth of craft stuff that she'd bought and was no longer using. So the lady asked if we could make any use of it, and Christine said absolutely. And then she very kindly has shared it with me. So we had the most brilliant hour sitting going through it all. There was some amazing stuff in this 2 big tote bags full of craft stuff that she'd been given. And she gave me half of what she'd been given, which was just phenomenal. And then there were a couple of things. There was a Flower Fairies card making kit set that I think came from Create and Craft. And we've decided to keep that together, and we're going to have a craft day, and we're going to either at her craft room or mine, we're going to make as many cards as we can from the kit. So there's a few things that we'll get to do together as well, which is really lovely. So I just thought I would jump on and show you the amazing things that I've been given. Now, as you can see from the shadows, I've got a cup of tea. There are going to be a lot of shadows, I'm afraid. I am filming this at night. I don't have the lighting for filming at night, but it's just been chaotic with it being Christmas, and I've not been very well. So yeah, this is the only time I've had to do it. So to start with, I've got this Kanban Crafts Thoughts of Summer, and it's a little A6 pad, but it's like toppers. So you get all different, almost like sort of postcard style toppers. And they're all sort of watercolour style images, and they're just, beautiful. I mean, that one, you could use that as the background and then, stamp images, cut images out, and really sort of build up on that one. Got that one, that would look beautiful with just a sentiment here, just a simple sentiment. That would make a really nice little A6 card. Obviously, you could put them in a frame. They're just beautiful, and it just sort of goes on and on. And there's an absolute ton of them in the pack. I think it says there is 36 pages of 12 beautiful paintings, and it actually comes from the Thoughts of Summer collection. But obviously we've just got this little kit, well, a little set of cards here. Now, obviously, I don't know if they're all there because this is a sort of a destash from somebody, so there might be 1 or 2 bits missing, but, I've been fortunate enough to get all of this absolutely free. So, all of it is just a massive bonus for me. Then there was this, which is, again, it's from the same little collection, the Thoughts of Summer collection, and this is all sentiments. So you get all different sentiments. These are brilliant. You can cut these bits out, or you could pop them on the inside of cards. So they're cute. It's your special day, hip hip hooray. And these will coordinate nicely with the images that I just showed you. The paintings one, I'm sure that these will coordinate perfectly, but some of it you could cut up and use as ephemera. The sentiment ones are brilliant because you can never have enough sentiments, because you can bet your bottom dollar when you're going to make something, you can never find the right sentiment stamp or sentiments in the right colour. So perfect. And then we've got this one, which is Couture Creations, Be Merry and Classic. So this is designed by Queenie Young, and this is a Christmas paper pad. But I really like this one because it's sort of grey and cream monotone sort of, you know, and some of the patterns in here you wouldn't have to use for Christmas. You know, a lot of them you could use at any time of the year, the stars and things like that, and these sort of patterns you could use at any time of the year. So yeah, that one's really pretty with the berry sprays. So I've got that one. Also got a Mickey Mouse. No, I don't really sort of create with Disney an awful lot, but I have got nieces and nephews, so I'm sure I can find something to do with them. So this is, that's Christmassy as well. Oh, that's cute. So that'd be nice, like I say, for my nieces and nephews to make them little Christmas projects, or if I'm making cards and things for them. So there was that one. Right, I'll have to just try not to knock the camera while I pull this great big bag in. So I'll just take all of this out of the bag. Ooh. Should have done this before I came on camera, really, so you haven't got to listen to all the rustling, but I didn't think of it, so sorry guys. There we go. Okay, so it's like where to start because there's just so much. So there were some sheets of paper, and these are from Paper House Productions. Yeah, Paper House. And these were really some sort of really quite useful ones. So this is obviously all dad sentiments, so really good for Father's Day. And then it's got this really gorgeous wood grain on the back. I love wood grain. I use it quite a lot in quite a lot of projects. One big happy family with all the picture frames and things. And then this really lovely, I thought that would be a really vibrant orange. That'd be quite nice for Halloween. And then we've got this one, which is Every Family Has a Story. This is ours, so this would be really good for scrapbooking or journaling. I do sometimes make journals, so really nice chevron paper on the back there. Then this one is Mum, but unfortunately it is the American way of saying it, which is mom, which we don't say in the UK. So I will find this one a little bit more tricky to use this side, but I could sort of die cut mum and put that over the top on a little banner or something, or you know, use some of the other bits of the sentiments. So I'll find ways of using it, and I absolutely loved the bunting trim across the bottom, and then it had got this really gorgeous flower pattern on the back, which actually made me think of sort of the Maggie Holmes type flowers. So you know, I can definitely use that side. And then this one I just thought was brilliant. It's got lots and lots of I think they're probably inch circles, maybe 1.5 inches, and there's lots of different, you know, bless this mess, hello, no place like home, good old days, home, hello. So you know, even if you punch those out and sort of use them on your projects, or it's got this really gorgeous sort of aqua-y coloured page on the back here with all these really white fluffy looking, I don't know if you can see the feathers properly, but they are really quite detailed, the feathers, and they're really pretty. So those were the 12 by 12 papers. And then there were some stamps and some dies. Honestly, this just goes on and on. I can't believe that somebody was destashing all of this. So this is a little holly sprig. Now, it is from the Mickey, the Disney range, but obviously, you know, the Disney bit actually snaps off anyway, so it's just a holly spray at the end of it. And I like using greenery and things in my cards, in the sort of flower sprays that I do, so that one's really handy. And then there was this tattered lace, Ditzy with Love, which is like, it says with love in a spiral, and then the flower circle, which I thought was really pretty. And then there was the butterfly border, again that's from Tattered Lace. The thing with the Tattered Lace ones, I find it hard to see them from the packaging. I don't think the packaging always shows them off to their best advantage. but actually they're usually really quite lovely. So I mean, that's a really good size die. It's a really long die, and it won't cut completely out because it doesn't, the cut edge, I don't know if you can see. Try and get the camera to focus. The camera doesn't like the nighttime light either. So if you can see there that it's not a complete cut edge. So if you were to cut that into your card, you'd be able to lift like the butterfly wings up and things. But I think it would still stay attached to the card. So I'll have to have a play with that one and see what that one's like. I'll just pop that one back in here. And then there was Ditsy with love. Oh, and there's 2 in here actually. There's Ditsy Best Wishes as well. Oh, that one's cute. So these are in like a little wallet, which is good because that's how I store my dies anyway. So these haven't even been used, I don't think. They've not even been cut apart. So it says Best Wishes all the way round in a spiral, and then it's got like the sprig type wreath that goes round. So again, the circle bit, you know, I can either use that as a whole, or I can sort of chop into it and use bits of it in, you know, in behind things, and you know, that'll work for lots of things. And then you've got the Ditsy with love, which is like that. So they're a good size. They're the size of my sort of palm. And this one's little flowers all in a circle, and then it just says with love in that spiral there. So they're both really cute. And now some of these were duplicates. The lady had got a couple of them. So both me and my friend were able to have some. And then this is mini compendium dies. And these are all, there's tons in there, but they're very little. And these will be brilliant for, I like doing ATCs and AT coins. So, you know, perfect for that. So they are, like I say, quite small. And there's all sorts, again, leaves and little hearts, tiny little sprigs and flowers. That one says Noel. That's like a little blossom. So there was tons, like a little beaded trim bit. There's absolutely tons and tons in there. So yeah, they'll be really good for ATCs. They're just the right size for that sort of thing. So we'll definitely be using those ones. Then there was a stamp set. So let's see if I can see something white to use. Never find anything when you're looking for it. It's not very white. The back of my colour chart for my pens, but it'll suffice, I think. So you can see on here it says, for the bride-to-be, congratulations, celebrate, may you be blessed with, and then you've got happiness there, and obviously you could die cut love, or you know, use love or something from another sentiment. For the new mother, there's little and, so happy for you, contentment is coming your way, and then there's like a little bouquet, presents, a cake, the little cake stand flower. So yeah, that's a really versatile little stamp set. Like this just goes on and on. Like, honestly, you wouldn't believe the stuff that I was given. I nearly fell over. It was to say it made my Christmas is a underestimation of how brilliant it was. I also got this, which is a Finding Dory A4 paper kit. So it comes with 7 designs of toppers, 4 of each, 5 designs of backing papers, 4 of each. So there's just a ton in here. Now again, this is not the sort of thing that I would use a lot. But some of the backing papers and things I think would be brilliant for some of the cards that I make, even if I don't use a lot of the stuff that's got Dory on it. But you know, I might do a Finding Dory pocket letter or something. But there's just tons, absolutely tons and tons and tons. So if anybody is a massive Finding Dory fan, let me know, and I will break some of this down, particularly the toppers and things, and share those, because there is more than I'll ever use. Then there were some specialty cards and papers. So there was this set, which again is Kanban Crafts, and this was all, there was a whole big stack of it, and it was all animal themed. And by this point I was feeling guilty for taking things, because, you know, the stuff was just so amazing, and she'd already given me so much, and so I was feeling sort of guilty, so I didn't take too much of this. And she kept saying, no, go on, take more, because she was still left with you know, a great big bag full afterwards. But I did take some of the cat and rabbit related ones, because we've got cats, we're cat lovers, and my daughter loves rabbits. So I got this one which says pamper yourself and perfect, because I thought you could use it as a good background paper, but you could also just cut the words out and use it almost like a sentiment paper. And these are quite thick, these ones. They're like a sort of cardstock. And this one's got like little bunnies, ears and noses, and it says "Some bunny loves you." I thought that was really cute. So I had that one in the pink and the blue, because there was 2 of each colour of each design in the pack. So it still left her with one of each. There was this one, which I thought was brilliant, and that one says "You're pretty." And then this one's got things like "Happy Birthday," and then "Pawsome," "You're purdy," "Happy Birthday," "Love," "Woofly." So yeah, I thought that was a cute one. And then this one I really love. I think this one's beautiful. And I think you could do some, so it's going to be a bit shiny and reflecty, but let me show you how. I can't explain how shiny this one is. It's actually throwing light all over my craft room as I'm moving it around. It's really shiny gold paper, but it's a really beautiful. It's not a brassy gold. It's a really sort of muted gold, but it is very, very shiny. And then obviously it's got the tree that says "Joy, Noel, Peace, Wishes, Christmas." And I just thought you could, you know, I'm sure I've got a little Christmas dies, tree dies somewhere that might even fit around that, but I just thought that was beautiful, so I did have a sheet of that. We then had these, which is toner sheets, peel and stick toner sheets. So it's adhesive backed, and you can obviously use your die cuts on it and cut it out, and then run it through the laminator with foil, toner reactive foil. Now I've actually got quite a lot of toner reactive foil, because I do have a toner printer, but it's a pain to plug up to the computer, to be honest, because it's one that you've got to use a cable for, and it's in my craft room, and I no longer have a laptop, and blah blah blah, so I don't actually use it very much. So this will be really good, because I can die cut sentiments and things and then foil them. So I have said to Christine, when she comes around next, she needs to take a load of, because she kept a couple of those as well, so I've told her she needs to come and get a load of the foils that I've got. Then there was loads of this, so she very kindly gave me 2 packs, and this is it's gold cardstock, but I think it's not like the white coarse stuff, so it's not just you know, foiled on one side. It's a beautiful gold. Again, it's a really sort of antique-y, not a brassy gold. It's a really, really pretty, sort of got a really pretty sheen to it. But it hasn't got the white edges, which is really nice. So when you die cut it, you're not going to be left with the raw white edges, which, you know, I don't like that. So quite often I'll end up heat embossing something, in which case there was, you know, no point in having a pretty cardstock if you're going to cover it in embossing powder. So that's really nice. Again, I can imagine using that a lot for die cutting sentiments. I just love the colour of that one, and there was tons and tons of that. So she gave me 2 packets of that. I know what you're thinking. I am so lucky. I know how lucky I am. I just couldn't get over it. I came home and I was showing my husband, and he was like shaking his head, like how excited I was. But he gets it. He knows that it's my thing. Then there was these sheets of Cork paper. Now these are lovely. I love Cork, but this one is gorgeous because it's got, I don't know if you can see it in the light there. It's got little bits of gold inlaid in amongst it. I absolutely love that. I will definitely be getting some use out of that one. And then there was this one, which almost, it reminds me of like almost like birch tree. It's got the linear lines running through it. That one's really, really pretty. I love that one. And then that one's sort of your traditional, what you'd see on a cork board. And yeah, that one's really fantastic. And then one that's just a bit chunkier, and again that's got some of the gold running through it, but this one's actually slightly thicker, so I'm wondering whether that's, no, I don't think it is. I think it's just, I wondered whether it was sticky back, but I think it's just a slightly thicker cork than the other ones. But again, it's slightly more subtle than the other one that got the gold in, but there is some gold in amongst the cork on that one, and that one's gorgeous. There was some textured ones, so these again, they're quite shiny, and this is almost sort of like a charcoal gunmetal grey sort of colour, and it's got that fantastic embossed pattern in it. I think that'd be brilliant for some of the mail cards. And this one's, again, it's sort of gunmetal-y, but it's a slightly more silvery colour, a greyer colour than the other one was more sort of charcoaly black. And these, again, are quite sort of good cardstock. I just missed one there, which was that one, which has almost sort of got a goldy tint to it. And then there's that one, which has got a bluey grey tint. This one, which is like a dark rose pink, and then that one, which, yeah, that's the same colour. That's really pretty because you get it in a certain light and it's almost sort of like a rose gold pink. That's really pretty, that one. And then in the sort of black, sort of high gloss black, and that'd be really good for making embellishments and little bits on embellishments. And then there's these ones, which are, so these are like holographic white, and again it's sort of high gloss, and there's 4 sheets of that. That's really cool. I love the way that the colour dances across these holographic ones. Then there's some bright red. That one would be brilliant for Christmas, absolutely gorgeous, love that colour. And then there was the orange, which would just be brilliant for Halloween. That's going to be fantastic for Halloween. That bright orange. So it's like a fluorescent orange with the holographic pattern embedded in it. And then we've got it in pink, in hot pink. Good for the teenage girl cards in the family. And purple, again, fantastic for Halloween. And a green, again, fantastic for Halloween. It's a really, really limey green, that one. So that'd be really good for witches' brews and things like that. A sky blue colour. Again, it's got that holographic tint to it. And a black. That one's brilliant. You can see the light shining across that one and all the colours of the holographic coming out. Absolutely fantastic. I also got this pack, which is Paisley Petals. This is by Craftworks Cards. And I think it is actually a card making kit. So I haven't even opened it because there was another one of these kits. So we opened that one. And had a look at it, and that was the one that I think Christine kept in the end. Well, obviously, because this one hasn't been opened. So you get a little 6x6 paper pad, and that's got some really pretty, unusual colours which I like. It's sort of pinks and a denim-y blue, and then it's got a bit of it's like a khaki sort of colour in it, which is, you know, unusual. I like that. And it's all got like paisleys and flowers, obviously Paisley Petals. A little sheet telling you how to make that card. Oh, it's got some other ones on there as well, so it gives you some ideas of cards that you can make using the kit. Oh look, it's got some candy. I've never had any of this. I have seen it, and I have made some of my own using hole punch and then a ball stylus. I did make some candy. That's quite cool. You can put that in the centre of your flowers and things. They've showed it on there. And then there's these things. Not entirely sure what they're for, but I'm sure I'll find out when I have a proper look at the instruction-y bit. But it's like embossed flowers with a hole punch at the top there. So these come out of the card, and then that comes out of there, and you're left with a circle that's got this flower embossed, and then that bit up there. So there's quite a lot of those. There's white and a load in craft as well. So I'll have to have a look and see what they're for. And then there's again some sentiment bits, and these are brilliant. You know, even if you don't use them with this kit, they're just brilliant to have. And they're all foiled, so get well soon, fabulous friend, thanks a bunch, just to say. There's 3 sheets of that, and then you've got some flower shapes, so those you could colour up, and you know, you could even sort of shape them on with a ball stylus and make them into 3D flowers, or you could just use them as they are. Then there's, oh, these are cool, I like these. Have a lovely day, just to say, celebrate. They're nice, like tag type things. I like that sort of thing, you sort of tucking it into cards. I really like that. And then there's some shaped bits that I'm assuming you sort of use on your card front. They're really cool. There's a few sheets of that. Ooh. Yeah, 3 sheets. That looks like there's sort of 3 of everything. Oh, and then there's some frames. They're really good. And that's it. You can get some frames, so you can obviously layer up and build up what comes in the kit. And then the last thing that she gave me, which I nearly fell over when she gave it to me. I've been wanting one for ages, and it's one of those things that I haven't spent money on because I've got a big shot. She gave me a baby blue by Tattered Lace. Now, I've wanted one because the way that my craft room's laid out, I've got my desk, and I've got a little cutting station over in the corner over there, and that's where my big shot. I've got the Big Shot Plus, so it's big and it's bulky, and it's a pain to bring it over to the table. Obviously, I've got to roll the whole great big plate through it, and if I'm just cutting little flower dies, it can be a bit of a pain. So I've been umming and ahhing about getting a mini one. But whenever it came to it, you know, they're not cheap. I'd come to it and think, oh, you know, I have got a big shot. There are other things that I could buy. So I'd buy a die or an ink or something instead. So when she said, you know, this was in the bag, and she said she wasn't all that bothered because she's got the normal size big shot, and the way that her craft room is laid out is fantastic. She's got this amazing great big sort of L-shaped desk in her craft room, so everything's sort of all within reach. So she said, you know, hers was within reach, so if I wanted it, that I was welcome to it. So I ended up with a baby blue, and I'm so excited. I have used it already. It works fantastic. It came with 2 sets of cutting plates. Fantastic for, like I say, I make flowers quite a lot, and it's brilliant that I haven't got to keep getting up and going over to the big shot and doing it. I can sit and just run them through on my baby blue. So that is all the amazing stuff that my friend Christine gave me on Christmas Eve. And she said, it's not your Christmas present, it's just, you know, and she'd actually bought me a Christmas present and made me a Christmas present. I'm just going to get the little thing that she made me to show, or one of the things that she made me to show you. Can't reach, nothing to lean over my trolley with all my dies in. So she made me this amazing little shadow box, and it's got little bits of scatter still on it because there was some scatter in the bag that she'd put it in. So, but it's got this amazing little. He's a lion holding a sword, and she's gone over some of the little elements with a gel pen, I think. and then she's made the little box. No, the box was something she got some Christmas decorations in, so she'd used that box and then put little bits of paper and gems, and it says on the back there, wonderful friend, happy Christmas, on these bits of paper. 2 little buttons, so on the there for the feet, so it stands up beautifully, and then that one says being enchanted on that little sticker, and it's got this gorgeous sort of mustard pom-pom trim around the top and the bottom, and then the sort of baby blue larger pom-pom trim down the edges. And then in there you can see there's all gems, so he stood on the really gorgeous blue polka dot or sort of snowy backing paper, and then she's put in little gems all in the back there and red ones at the back there. So that was the little shadow box that she made me. So he sits up on my I've got some shelves at the back of my craft room that I put display things on. I try to display as much of the stuff that I'm given by other crafters as I can, but I haven't got an awful lot of wall space actually, because my craft room's the conservatory, but I do try to sort of display as much as I can. And she also made me a Christmas card. So this backing paper here, we had a day, she came to mine and we made our own patterned papers using stamps and just things like lids off of paint bottles and just anything and everything, spatulas and all sorts. And she used a piece of the paper that she made to make my Christmas card, which I thought was really, really cute. And then she's put some handmade flowers on the bottom there with some little sprays and things coming out. These little jingle bells with a cat, because I am the crazy cat lady. I love cats. And the shaker was actually one that she had saved from a Christmas card last year, I think she said. And she's repurposed it and, you know, done it all up. And then she's distressed all the edges of there's another piece of paper underneath the patterned one that she's distressed to match her patterned paper, and then she's distressed all around the edges of the card. And then on the back she's put made with love with a bee, because she loves bees. And then she's put this gorgeous, gorgeous cat in a ruff on the back of the card, which I love. So that's some of the beautiful things that my my bestie gave me before Christmas. And yeah, I'm very lucky, not just because she's given me all this you know, wonderful stuff, which is, you know, is amazing, and I am thrilled to bits, but also I'm lucky to have such a good friend who has got the same hobbies and interests as me, that lives locally, so we can be crafty together. So thank you very much for watching this video. I'm off to do a little bit of planning now to try and work out what I need to do and when I need to do it, because I have signed up for a few collaborations this year, and I've got some stuff to do for the JMC design team as well. So yeah, I've got a bit of planning to do and try and get it so that I can get some more regular videos coming out in the new year. So thanks ever so much for watching, and I will be back on in a day or two. So take care for now. Bye.